Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see in the future. Click that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on my post notifications. That way you lovely people get notified every single time I upload a video. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 50 of not a good girl's guide, but As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. We are almost done with the book, which means that we can probably finish this off by the end of the year, so let's get right to it. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 50. The town buzzed with talk, fizzled with it. The hushed kind, but the kind of hush meant to be overheard, particularly loud in Pip's ears. Isn't it just terrible? Gail Yardley, walking her dog. There's something very wrong with this town. I can't wait to leave. Adam Clark, near the train station. Have there been any arrests yet? Your cousin knows someone at the police, doesn't he? Miss Morgan, outside the library. Dawn Bell came into the store last week and she doesn't seem too upset. You don't think she had anything to do with it? Leslie from the Stop and Shop. Pip had two hushed conversations of her own, not out in the open for everyone to hear, behind closed doors, and whispered all the same. The first was with Nat on Wednesday, both sitting on Pip's bed. Someone from the police called me, a Detective Hawkins, in relation to the inquiries into the death of Jason Bell. He asked me if I'd knocked on Max Hastings' door on the night of the 15th, if I'd hit him in the face. And, Pip asked. I told him I had no idea what he was talking about, and why on earth he would insinuate that I would willingly go to the house of someone who assaulted me, put myself in a situation where I was alone with him. Good. That's good. I told him I was at my brother's house from around 8 that night. Dan was already drunk and basically asleep on the sofa, so he will verify that too. Good. It was good. That meant Hawkins must have interviewed Max at least once already, probably because, again, after securing his cell phone data, asking once more for him to explain his whereabouts on that evening Jason died. Max told him he was home alone all night, fell asleep early, and that Nat DeSilla had knocked on his door, but Hawkins already had the data from his phone, could see that Max wasn't at home, could see the calls that pinged his cell tower, placing him at the scene, and now he'd caught Max in a lie, several of them. There was another unsaid thing hovering between Pip and Nat, and that was a dead Jason Bell. Nat could never ask and Pip could never tell, but Nat must know. The look in her eyes told Pip that. And yet she didn't look away. She didn't. She held Pip's eyes and Pip held hers, and though it could never be said, it was understood. Max killed Jason, not her. Another secret bound that held the two of them together. Her second conversation was with Cara the next day, sitting at the table in the ward's kitchen. After Pip had received a text, "Can you come over?" The detective, he asked me and Naomi where we were on the night of the 15th, if we were with you, so we told him yes, and what times we had left and arrived, where we went. That is just a normal night, and we were hungry, that was it. Showed him the photos and videos on my phone too. He asked me to send them in. Thank you, Pip said, the words inadequate and frail. There was the same look in Cara's eyes too. She must have known when the news broke about Jason. What else could it be? She and Naomi must have looked at each other and known, whether they said it out loud or not. But there was something unshakable in Cara's eyes too, a trust between them, and even if this tested it, it had not broken it. Cara Ward, more a sister than a friend, her constant, her crutch, and that familiar look on her face had helped loosen the knot in Pip's gut. She didn't know if she could ever take it, if it could ever been taken away, if Cara had looked at her any differently. And that was another good thing. Hawkins was now looking into her alibi, verifying it. He checked with the witnesses, and he must be following up, requesting the Chafford camera footage, searching for the journey her car made that night. Maybe he had already seen the tapes from McDonald's, seen the charges on her car and the times they were made. See, Hawkins, she was exactly where she said she was, miles and miles away at the time Jason was killed. Another conversation which was probably more of an argument than a conversation with her parents. What do you mean you're not going on Sunday? Her mom gaped. I mean, I'm not going. I can skip the first week of college classes. College classes don't actually start until the week after. I can't go yet. I have to see this through. I'm onto something here. Her dad, who rarely shouted, had shouted for hours. This was apparently the worst thing she'd ever done to him. I think they need me to find the killer for them, and you're saying a week of getting drunk is more important than that? A glaring answer. If I miss anything, I'll catch up. I always do. Please trust me. I need you guys to trust me. Just as Robbie had trusted her, and she couldn't leave town without knowing they'd done it. No mercy, no holding back. This was the final fight. Pip had given the police everything. She placed Max at the scene during the time of death window using the cell phone tower. She left Max's hair at this scene, his shoe prints, traffic cam footage of his car driving away, burning it down, blood on the sleeve of his hoodie, and his house in the mud caked under his shoes. Maybe they hadn't found all of that yet, but she was about to give them something else too. Episode 1. Tie the narrative together in the motive, the background of this town, what happened to Andy, to Becca, bad blood between two men, an altercation confirmed by witnesses, a hint of wounded pride at a fight that maybe went too far, security cameras at the end of this individual's home that would surely back him up if he had nothing to hide. Their interview with Jackie had already gone some of the way, but Pip had to take it one step further. The worst they could do was tell her to take it down, tell her to stop interfering, but the damage would already be done. The seed planted. She couldn't name the suspect, and she wouldn't have to. Hawkins would know who she was talking about, and this was just for him. He was the only listener who mattered. Build the case against Max for him, so he never tried to build one against her. 4129 MB, 4129 MB uploaded. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Who Killed Jason Bell, Season 3, Episode 1, successfully uploaded to SoundCloud. That is the end of Chapter 50. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!